Good morning, students, and welcome to Q&I summer course. So, students, let me introduce myself first. I'm Sunit Kumar, and I'm your mathematics tutor, students. In today's class, we'll continue with yesterday's topic, which we were doing, that is number system. So the chapter we started was number system, and yesterday we learned on how to plot rational numbers on the number system, on the number line, basically. So how to plot irrational numbers on the number line. So today we are going to do few more examples of that, and then we'll continue with decimal representation of irrational numbers on the number line. So let's start the session, students. So number system. So what is the prerequisite for today's class is you should know the basic of the number system, that is natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, as well as real numbers. Now, you should also know the properties of rational numbers. What are rational numbers? And then you should know the irrational numbers. And in today's lecture, what we are going to do is we are going to locate irrational numbers on the number line, right? So we'll do few questions based on that. And real numbers and their decimal expansion. So what is the decimal expansion of a rational number? What is the decimal expansion of irrational numbers? So this is what we are going to do in today's lecture. Okay. Now, in yesterday's class, we plotted 3 points on the number line. 3 points, we plotted it on the number line. So first one was root 2. Then we plotted root 3. And then we also plotted root 5. Do you remember all of this, students? I hope everyone attended last class. Okay, good. So how many students, completed the homework which I gave on the platform? How many students attempted the topics which I gave on the platform to practice? Han has practiced. No one else? I hope everyone has a login ID and password. Every student here who is attending the class, they have the login ID and password of the platform. Okay, you did half. Yeah, it's fine. You have to practice daily. So if it is a 30 minutes of practice, let's say you have done 10 question or 15 question or 20 question. So try and do at least 20 question. But if you have attempted, even if it is 15 to start with, it is okay. You can keep on improving your, number of questions which you do in that 30 minutes practice session. Okay, Kavin. Okay, so I mentioned it while I was ending the class. So I asked students to practice on the platform on the topic which I had mentioned in the class. So today, again, before the end of the class, I'll again mention that topic which you can practice on the platform. Okay, if it is your first class student, we'll tell you about the platform practice. So we'll have a diagnostic test. So proficiency diagnostic test on Friday and Saturday morning 11:30 a.m. So you can take this test on one of these days, and then students, we can, you can start the practice on the platform. Okay. And someone from our team will connect with you and take the details for login ID and password, creating the login ID and password. Okay, students. So let's start the session. Let's start the class, and we can discuss this. Okay, so we had already learned how to plot root 2, root 3, and root 5. So I'll quickly tell how to plot root 2 on a number line so that everyone, if someone has not attended the previous class, can understand what we are going to do today. So quickly, students, to plot root 2 on the number line. So for students who had already attended last class, it can be a revision for you. Okay. So let's say we draw a number line here. and let's say this is 0 and we have taken 1 unit here. Now we will draw a perpendicular at 1 and we will again cut 1 unit here. Okay, so that 1 unit can be of length 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter. The length of that unit you can define for yourself. It is advisable that you take 2 centimeter as the length of the unit. So let's say if this is 1 unit and this is also 1 unit, students. Let's say I mark this point as O, this point as A, and this point as B. If I join this OB, so we know that OB is equal to, by Pythagoras theorem, because this is perpendicular, we have this triangle OAB, which is a right angle triangle, students. OB by Pythagoras theorem can be found as root under OA square plus of AB square. So when you put the values, OA is 1 and AB is also 1. So this will be equal to root 2. So length of OB is root 2. Now, once you have got that length of OB, what we are going to do is we are going to put our compass here at O, and then we'll make an arc. So when you make this arc, this comes and cuts the number line at this point C. So let's say this was 2. This point C is basically root 2. Okay, so we have plotted root 2 on the number line, which will be the point C. So the distance OC is equal to root 2. And this we have found by, because we know that radius of the arc remains the same. So the radius here, if OB was equal to root 2, OC will also be equal to root 2. And that's how you plot root 2 on a number line. Is this clear to everyone? I hope everyone is now aware of how to plot an irrational number on the number line, how to plot root 2 on the number line. If you have understood, student, you can write it in the chat box or give me a thumbs up. Okay, now let's start with root 7. So who is going to tell me how to plot root 7 on number line? And before that, you need to tell me how will you break root 7, right? So that you plot it on the number line. So I hope you have noted this down, students. Shall I rub this? Yes, Jervin, you are correct. Han, you are also correct. Good, good, good. So what I'll do is I'll quickly rub this and draw it, means try to plot root 7. Okay. So few students have given me a hint basically how to proceed in this plotting of root 7. Let's see how to do that. Okay. So student, for root 7, whenever you get any root, what you need to do is you need to break it into parts. Try to break it in a part. So you can do it by 6 plus 2 is all 6 plus 1 is also 7, 5 plus 2 is also 7, 4 plus 3 is also 7. So there can be various divisions which you can do here. You can divide 7 in 2 parts, but always try to choose a part which is a perfect square. At least one of the numbers should be a perfect square. So why we chose 4 plus 3 is 4 is nothing but square of 2 and 3 is the square of root 3. Okay. Now, once we have got this, what we are going to do now is you should have root 3 on the number line, and then on the perpendicular, we can take 2 units on perpendicular. So how do you draw root 3 on a number line? This again we had done in the previous class. I'll just quickly plot it here so that someone who has not attended last class can understand this. So let's say this is my origin. This is 1 unit and this is 2, right? Now, to plot root 3, what we are going to do is first plot root 2. So we will draw a perpendicular at 1. We will cut 1 units here as well. So this is 1 unit, this is 1 unit. This is going to be root 2. Okay. Once you have got this root 2, we can, draw an arc. This arc cuts here and this is root 2. Now to draw root 3, so I'll write it here for you. Square root of 3 is, we can break this into 2 plus 1, which is equal to root 2 square plus 1 square. So using this Pythagoras theorem concept, what I am going to do, I have got root 2 as the base. Now I'll draw a perpendicular at root 2 and again cut 1 here on the vertical line. Now I have root 2 on the horizontal base and 1 on the perpendicular side. I will join this point. So let's say this was A and this is B and this is point C and let's say this is D. I will join OD here. So when we join OD, students, OD is nothing but root under OC square plus CD square by Pythagoras theorem. OC is square root of 2 square and CD is 1 square. So this will be equal to 2 plus 1, which is root 3. So this OD length is nothing but root 3. Once you have got the length of root 3, what we are going to do? We are again going to draw an arc here. So this arc will go and cut the number line at this point E. And this point E is nothing but root 3. Is it clear? Do you understand how to make root 3 now? Another way of doing root 3 is, I'll tell you that method also. We discussed that in the previous class as well. So here on this OB, draw a perpendicular here. So once you have drawn a perpendicular here, right, cut 1 unit here. So once you have cut 1 unit here, and this was equal to root 2, now join this. So once you have joined this line, this again is a right angle triangle and this will give you root 3 because root 2 square plus 1 square is root 3. And when you draw this arc here, this will go and hit the same point. So this is another way of making root 3. Is it clear? Now once you have got this root 3, as I said here, we have to break it into 3 plus 4 for root 7. So at root 3, we draw a perpendicular again. And here we need 2 units because root 3 square plus 2 square gives you root 7. So we will cut 2 units here on the perpendicular line, that is vertical line. And then we join O. I'll change the color of the pen maybe, so that you understand it. Yeah. Now we join O and this point, let's say E. So if I join this OE, right? Now if I, make an arc here. So this is going to be somewhere here and this point is going to be root 7. So we have 2 units here in this right angle triangle, 2 units on the vertical, and we have root 3 units on the horizontal side. So in triangle, we will take the triangle as OE and okay, let's take this as F. So in triangle OE and F, we have OF is equal to root under OE square plus of EF square, which is root 3 square plus 2 square, 3 plus 4, which is root 7. Is this clear, students? Have you understood the concept now? Have you understood the concept of how to make root 7 on the number line? Okay, so generally this is a bit difficult part of doing root 7. So in schools, generally you will find root 2, root 3, root 5 being discussed, but these higher numbers at times are not discussed in school. So, we are discussing this because we want to, uh, strengthen your base and strengthen your foundation so that you can do any kind of plotting of these irrational numbers on the number line if you come across this question. So please quickly note this down, students. I'll give you 30 seconds to note this down. You can do it in a rough kind of thing, diagram. And, once the class is over, you can use your compass and scale and the protractor to make this complete diagram, complete, plotting of this irrational number on the number line. Shall we go ahead, students? Yeah, I'll explain you. Anay, you are asking how to plot root 7 on the number line, is it? Yeah, so I'll do it again. I'll quickly, go over this plotting of root 7 once again. So what we did, students, first we plotted root 2 on the number line. So for that, so we plotted root 2. For that, we took, 1 unit on the number line here, 1 unit on the number line base, and 1 unit on the vertical line perpendicular which we have drawn here. Okay. So, or I'll do it again, otherwise you may get confused because there is a lot of drawing which we have already done on this diagram. So just give me a second. I'll just rub it and we'll do it over again. Yeah. So quickly I'll draw a number line here. Let's say this point is 0, this is 1, this is 2 unit, this is 3. And that then at 1, first of all, I'll draw a perpendicular line. Now at this perpendicular line, again, we'll cut 1 unit. Okay. And I am going step by step. So this is 1 unit on the horizontal line and 1 unit on the vertical line. If I name it as O, this as A and this as B, I join OB. This will be equal to root 2, right? Because square root of 1 square plus 1 square, if you have to find the length of OB, this is root under OA square plus AB square, which is equal to root under 1 square plus 1 square. So this is equal to square root of 2. So once you have got root 2, what we are going to do is we are going to draw an arc here. This arc will cut this number line at root 2 only because the length, the radius here remains the same for the arc. So this point will be root 2. Till this point, are you clear? Ane? Plotting of root 2, is it clear? Yes. Now what we are going to do, we are going to plot root 3. So for root 3, I'll draw again a perpendicular here. Right? So if I've drawn a perpendicular, I'll cut 1 unit here. And then because this is AB, this point is C, let's say this is D. I will join this line OD. So OD is equal to OC square plus CD square. Now this is 1 unit and OC is equal to root 2 units. So root 2 square plus 1 square will be 2 plus 1, that is root 3. So I get the value of OD as root 3. Is this clear? Plotting of root 3, we will again draw an arc, and this point is basically root 3, and this I can name it as E. Till here, is it clear? Okay. At E now, I will draw a perpendicular here. This was this point, and here we are going to draw a perpendicular again. Now at root 3, when we draw a perpendicular, we will cut 2 units here. This is 1 unit and again 1 unit. Now this point is, let's say, F. Now I join O and F here. When I join this O and F here, I have this triangle that is EOF, triangle EOF, where the base is root 3 here and the perpendicular is 2 units here. Okay. Now, if I have to, find the length of OF, we know that OF is root under OE square plus EF square. That is root 3 square plus 2 square. 3 plus 4 will give you root 7. Once you have got this value, I'll again drop an arc here. This point is going to be root 7. Is this clear, Anna? Plotting of root 7. Is it clear to everyone, students, how to plot root 7? You can give me a thumbs up if everyone is clear on how to plot root 7 on the number line. Okay, good. So I'll just quickly remove this. Now what you need to do is, students, how to plot root 11. How are we going to break root 11 in 2 parts? Please think over it and write it in the chat box. How to plot root 11 on the number line. So first step is to break it into 2 parts, as we said, right? So plotting of root 11 on the number line. Okay, I have got one answer from Anne. Good, Anne, you have understood it so quickly and you have given me an answer also. Very good. So root 11, how do you break it? Other students, please respond. Anna has said 9 plus 2. Jervin is also saying 9 and 2. Very good. So 11, root 11 can be written as square root of 9 plus 2, which is equal to square root of 3 square plus root 2 square. So what does this mean is we will plot root 2 on the number line, right? Horizontal number line. And on the vertical axis, we are going to have 3 units there. So we will get root 11. Okay. So it is easier than root 7. Only one thing we have to draw root 2 and then we'll get root 11. So let us draw this number line, students. And as I said, first of all, let us plot root 2. So at 1, we draw perpendicular here. Take 1 unit here. Join O and B. This is point A, this is point B, and this is O. Right angle triangle. This will give you root 2. Once you have got root 2, you can draw an arc here. So this point is root 2. Now at root 2, we again draw a perpendicular. Now, sorry, I have to make it longer. Why? Because this is, we have to cut 3 units here on the vertical axis. So this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3, right? So this is 1, 2, and 3. So now we have 3 units on the vertical side, and on the horizontal, I have root 2. So if I join this point, let's say this is point C and this point is D, this one. Now if I join OD, right? This triangle OCD, we have OD is equal to root under OC square plus of CD square. So when you put the values, root OC square means square root of 2 whole square and CD is 3 whole square. So this will be 2 plus 9, which is equal to root 11. Now once we have got the length of root 11, students, we'll complete the arc here. Right. So I'm sorry, the arc, I'll have to make a bigger arc. So this will be somewhere beyond 3, right? So this point will give you root 11. Is it clear how to plot root 11? Anna, you have got it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So has everyone understood, students? Shall I move to the next question now? So by the time I'm rubbing this, can you tell me how to plot root 13 here? Root 13, students. So how to break root 13 first? You have to tell me how to break root 13 and then let me know how to plot it. So students, you can unmute yourself and answer to my queries as well if you want. Otherwise, if you are
9
comfortable with
plus
the chat,
4 square. Sir,
9
3
plus
square
4.
plus 4 square. Sir, 3 square plus 2 square.
Yes, very good. 3 square plus 2 square, that is 9 plus 4 gives you 13. So it is very easy. So what we'll do is we take a bigger number on the horizontal part, that is on the number line. So we'll take 3 units on the number line, and then at 3 we'll make a perpendicular and we'll take 2 units on the vertical side. So we will have 3 square plus 2 square. The hypotenuse will be equal to root 13. Okay. So we have to draw root 13 here. So Jervin, we had to do root 13. So 9 plus 4 we'll use. 9 plus 4 as 13. Okay. So I'll quickly write it here. Root 13 is equal to, I'll break it into 9 plus 4, which is 3 square plus of 2 square. So, we'll draw the number line. Once we draw the number line, we take origin and then we cut 3 units here. 1, 2, and 3. Now at 3, I will draw a perpendicular, right? And I'll cut 2 units here. Okay. So this is, let's say, 1 and 2. I'll join this 0, the origin, with that point 2. So let's say this is O, this is A, and this is B. So we know that this is a right angle triangle and OB is equal to root under OA square plus of AB square. So here root under OA square is 3 square plus 2 square, right? So this is root under 9 plus 4, which is root 13. So once you have got this value, the hypotenuse as root 13, right? We will draw an arc basically. So this arc comes and cuts the horizontal number line at this point, and this point is root 3 here. So this point C is the root 3. Is it clear? Plotting of root 13 on a number line. Is this clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So quickly, please note this down. I'll give you some time to note this down and then we can go to root 17. How will you break root 17 now? Yes, Anna, very good. 4 square plus 1 square.
4 square plus 1 square. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. Good, good, good. Very good. Now you have got the concept now. So I'll just rub this. We'll quickly do that as well. You know, along with me, you should also try and make these. Why? Because, it is easier seen, but when you actually try and do it, you will make some mistake, or, generally students are not very good at construction. So please do these construction along with me so that, you practice for your exams. So we are plotting root 17 here, students. So this is your number line. This is origin. And as I said, root 17 is equal to, I'll break it into 16 plus 1, which is 4 square plus 1 square. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we are going to take 4 units on the horizontal line. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then at 4, we'll draw a perpendicular and we'll take 1 unit there, right? So this is O, this point is A, this point is B. I'll join OB. Once we have drawn this line OB, we'll make an arc here. So this arc where it cuts the number line. So this point is C, which is represented as root 17. Okay. So basically in this triangle OAB, we have OB equal to, by Pythagoras theorem, OA square plus of AB square. And this is, we'll put the value OA as 4 square plus 1 square, that is root 17. Is it clear? Please quickly make it in your notebook as well. Plot this in your notebook so that you have an hands-on experience of drawing these constructions or plotting these irrational numbers on the number line. Clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, for today, what we'll do, we'll go to the platform. Let's go to the platform and see what is your homework for today, so that in next class you can attempt that homework. So students who have their login ID and password with them, who have already taken the proficiency diagnostic test, you can start practicing on the platform. And platform practice is a must. Why? Because it will give you an understanding of how much you have understood that topic in this particular chapter. Okay, so only studying or only understanding is not enough, because until unless you practice, you will not be able to actually understand how much you have understood that topic or how much command you have on that topic. So let's go to the platform, students. Now, can you see the screen? Is it visible to you? So once you log in on the platform, this is the dashboard which you are going to see. So you have to go on the practice session, and at practice, custom practice. Now in under mathematics, these are the 3 subjects which you will see. So under mathematics, you have to go to the number system. This is the chapter which we are doing currently. So you will go on the right. There is this view topic here, right? On the right. So you can see this view topic. So once you click on this view topic, this will get this will expand, and then you can. So if I click on this view topic, you can see the various topics here. So in yesterday's class, I had given you an homework of assess number types to classify given numbers, right? So whether it is a rational number or irrational number. So these were the questions which were there in that topic. In today's homework, what you have to do, you have to do this. If you can see the first topic here, explore the combination of rational and irrational numbers. So this first topic on the left, which you can see, you have to practice the questions from this particular topic, right? So when you select this topic, student, you will get this practice for selected topics. This gets highlighted. Click on that, and then this practice session opens for you. So this is a 30-minute session, student, where you should try and attempt at least 20 questions, right? So you can go up to 30, 40. The upper limit is not, we have not kept an upper limit for your practice, but at least practice for 30 minutes where you can do at least 20 questions there. And then, you can, we can discuss that tomorrow. I'll ask you whether you have completed it tomorrow or not. Okay. So what benefit are you going to get from this is that once you have done a topic, you can go back and attempt the question based on that topic so that you can check your understanding, right? So there will be a proficiency which will be associated to that. So if you see the platform practice which you do, there will be certain proficiency. So you can see 85%, 90%, 100%. So these are the proficiencies which are there. So try and achieve 100%, but if not 100%, then at least 95% should be the proficiency for you on every topic. So that overall proficiency for that chapter becomes 95%, and eventually you go and score above 95% in your exams.
Sir,
Yes, student.
sir, it
Yes.
is not letting me log in, sir. It is saying that I don't have a user with the mobile number.
Okay, Kavin will get in touch with you. Our team from customer engagement will get in touch with you. Will call you and resolve your problem. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
And
even
students,
I have the
students.
same problem, sir.
So students who are facing a problem, you can write here on the chat box, your name, and then we'll get back to you, in the evening today, and we'll try to resolve all the problem before the end of day today. Okay. So you just need to write in your name so that we are aware the students who are facing problem in login. So the person who will call you will give you will help you in logging in and also give you a brief overview of how to practice on the platform. Okay. So thank you, students. We'll stop the class today here, and students who have not been able to practice because of login issue, please write your name here so that we can get in touch with you and then resolve your problem, resolve your queries. Okay. And students who have not got their login IDs and password because they have joined today, in that case also please write your name so that we can create that login ID and password for you. So we'll need certain information like your mobile number, email IDs, and your name and your school name, and we'll create your IDs. Okay. So thank you, students. Thanks for joining in. Have a very nice day.